So, there's a new Studio Ghibli film that's currently out on HBO Max and as well in theaters called Earwig and the Witch. And it is probably the worst movie that Studio Ghibli has made in, I want to say, at least the last 10 years, give or take. I would say Wind Rises is worse, but that's more because the subject is kind of boring. But this is just bait and switch. That's worse to me. There's not really even a plot. The plot is basically a little girl gets abandoned in an orphanage, picked up by a person who's actually a witch, teaches her a little bit of witchcraft, does some stuff around the house, and the movie ends. I'm not really skimping over much. The only reason it's called Earwig is, I guess, her real name is Earwig, and then she changed her name to Erica or something like that. Earwig was also the name of a rock band that a bunch of different witches made. It's so dumb. If you've ever seen Kiki's Delivery Service, all of those moments in the movie where she's doing nothing, just the parts where she's, just tidying up the house, cleaning up her room, and you're waiting for, like the magic to show up, and or the cat to talk to her or something like that. It's all of those moments put into a movie. Except it's worse because for some reason they wanted to experiment and put the entire movie into CGI, so you don't even get the actual decency to feel like you're watching a Studio Ghibli film, because even the worst Ghibli films feel like a Ghibli film, except for maybe My Neighbor the Yamadas, but it's still a fun movie. Here's the funniest thing about this movie. It's the third movie by Hayao Miyazaki's son, Go. And so far, he has made 1 out of 3 decent films. The first one he did was Tales of Earthsea, which is probably considered the worst movie. Then he made Up on Poppy Hill, which was okay. And then he made this. So he's now 2 out of 3 films sucked. And what's really worse about this is they literally made a better version of this called Mary and the Witch. And I've reviewed that movie. Mary and the Witch is this movie better. That's what's so funny about this. They have made worse movies out of nothing. And yet they decided to make this. This is their CGI masterpiece. This is the movie that needed to be made into CGI. No, it didn't. It was so pointlessly stupid that it's not even worth watching. Really, Poco is worth watching compared to this. And Poco is about a bunch of tanuki that uses their nutsacks to transform into creatures to fight off people trying to tear down their homes. That's an actual riveting plot compared to this, because there isn't a plot. I can't stress this enough. I have never been this bored watching a Ghibli film. I've never been this bored. I can't recommend this movie at all. Like, I'm sorry. There's not a single good thing about the movie. I'm sorry. So, if you haven't seen the movie, please don't watch it. If you have a Ghibli marathon, kick this movie out, act like it didn't exist, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the next Ghibli film that is going to be coming down the pipeline is actually going to be directed, written, and produced by Hayao Miyazaki coming out of retirement. So, hopefully that will make up for this mess. Did you unfortunately watch this pile of garbage? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I'll see you next time.